welcome back to Love and Romance Tarot Readings. I'm excited to get into today's pick a card. Today we are going to see who is in love with you now or will be soon. So that is our topic. My Etsy shop is in the description. If you'd like a private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. Other than that, you can pause the video if you need more time with the piles. You can always pick more than one pile. For group 1, we have the Yellowstone. For group 2, we have the Greenstone. For group 3, we have the Whitestone. And for group 4, we have the Redstone. So pause the video if you need more time, but we're just going to jump right into it. All right, if you chose group 1 with the Yellowstone, this is your reading. Using the Rider-Waite for you, we are going to see who is in love with you now or will be soon. Spirit, this is for group 1. Group 1 with the Yellowstone. Please show us who is in love with group 1. Who is this person exactly? We got Capricorn and Aquarius coming out first. This could be in their Sun, Moon, Rising. Even their Venus placement, you definitely feel that in a romantic connection. We got Virgo and Libra. Spirit, any elements to describe this person? Okay, we got Sagittarius, we got Mercury. So first of all, I'm feeling that this is a very intense person, group 1. This is someone who is really a planner. They like to have control. We have Aquarius, so there's that higher octave. You know, Aquarius is the water bearer. So Aquarius is in a point of evolution where it has learned to harness the water energy. So I feel like this person kind of always thinks that they're right. It's definitely giving leader energy. This feels like a strong father or mother archetype. Like a very strong parental archetype. It feels like this person is a little stoic. I feel like this person can be very deep. They definitely feel emotions very, very deeply. And I feel like they're a little bit of like a perfectionist, maybe even a little bit of a know-it-all. This person can come across very like stern and stoic. Very, very strong energy. And then we have Aquarius and Capricorn. So we got a lot of signs that came out actually. We got Sag, we got Scorpio, Aquarius, Capricorn, Virgo, and Libra. And then we got Mercury. That came out as a planet. So Mercury is like the planet of the gods. There is this higher octave to Mercury that typically if you're a sign that's ruled by Mercury, you can be very heady or even like naturally kind of psychic or just all-knowing. Answers could actually come straight to you without even having to be spiritual. So it does seem like this person has some sort of advantage. This person may have pretty privilege or whatever the male equivalent would be, handsome privilege. It feels like they're kind of used to getting their way and they're giving me a little bit of entrepreneurial energy. This feels like someone, especially with that Sagittarius energy, Capricorn energy, Virgo energy. This seems like someone who likes to set their life up in the best way possible. Someone who likes to explore, to experience. It's like work hard, play hard a little bit. And then we have Scorpio, making this person deep, can be a bit moody, underworld, Plutonian vibes, you know, someone who can be a bit scary at times and intimidating. I'm getting a very interesting energy for you, group 1. I'm like, what do y'all have going on? Who are y'all talking to? Who do you got me reading on today? Spirit, tell us more about this person, the dynamic. We have a bunch of cards that keep flipping out for you as well. This person, I'm just like, I feel it so strongly. They want you so bad, but I feel like they fight themselves on it for whatever reason. We have anger and addictions here. Oh, whenever my camera focuses on faces, it like brightens everything up times 1,000. But we have anger and addictions. So I feel like this person, like, this is the kind of person that kind of hides themselves away from the world because of their issues, like because of their anger or because of their jealousy, because of their different views, their unique personality, this is not the kind of person that like surrenders to the system, that surrenders to society, that is easily controlled and does whatever other people want them to do. This is someone with grit, someone who's lived life, and someone who's definitely like free-spirited. Like when it comes to their own self-governance, they're just big on that. And I feel like there's a few things happening here. First of all, well, let me clarify. I'm trying to figure out if you know this person already. Like we have telephone here. So for some of you, this person has been talking to other people about you, but hasn't completely moved towards you yet. And for some of you, as they were on their way to you, there may have been some sort of third-party interference or work or their own self-image. Like this person, like I said, they can be very heady, very in their head. So maybe they convince themselves out of it. But we have interference and roller coasters. So for those of you who have picked up on this person and their energy, you probably had some sort of false start with them. It seemed like they were really hyped up. They were ready to go. They were ready to move forward. They were into it. Everything was good. It was good vibes. There was banter. And then all of a sudden there's a different energy, and that'll be different for everyone. For some people, maybe you saw this person's anger and then it's been weird since then. And it doesn't have to even be anger towards you. It could be like you guys went out and they got in a fight and it really made you look at them differently. Or maybe they got into like their, you know, low bag and, you know, they started being like, woe is me. Like, I just feel like you saw a different part of this person for those of you who do know this person. But for some of you, this person is talking to people about you, and I don't feel like they have fully made their way over to you yet. So we'll get some more info, but we got telephone and love vibes. So it does seem like they do want to come to you in some sort of genuine romantic energy. Even if before it was like temporary, or it was just physical, or just emotional, whatever you guys had before. Oh, you may have stepped away from this person. We have drained and evaluation. So you may have moved back from this person. Maybe you were really into it and just as hyped up as they were, but as soon as they started to act up, it may have been too much for you. You may have started to feel drained right away, and you may have had to make like the executive decision to step back from this person because maybe it was just too much for you to handle emotionally. Maybe they just needed too much, and you know when you have to tap out. We do have irresponsibility here, so I wonder what it is that they did that would have been irresponsible. Oh, well. We had the baby maker card under the lust card, so I guess this is just one of those juicy type of readings. Group 1. I'm trying to keep it so cute, and it's just like, boom. I need the boom sound effect, like thing after thing with them. But we have baby maker and lust, so maybe this person had none of the responsibility but all the desires. Like, not to be too like, you know, specific, but maybe they wanted never mind, I can't even use that as an example. But you know, it feels like someone who doesn't actually want responsibility but will be irresponsible. Sorry, there's this branch that's like right outside my window, and it's too high for me to even try to move, but it keeps scraping on the window. So if you hear a weird noise, sorry about that. It's the branch. But yeah, it feels like someone who's not that responsible, who wants all the lust and everything with you, but like with none of the work, or they want all the lust but none of the consequences. Like, you can't just XYZ and then think there's not going to be no like consequence later. Like this, you know what I mean? Those who get it, get it. I think you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, we have the irresponsibility card here. We also have the dreams card. So this person Feels like there may be a little bit of spirit spouse activity happening here where you're seeing this person in the dream space, or you're interacting with this person in other dimensions. It seems like you can't get away from them. Maybe it's just a karmic relationship, but I feel like this person, they just want you so bad, but I just don't feel like they're responsible enough to, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. There's still hope. Spirit, for group 1. So this is who is in love with you. Dang, I'm just now realizing, I'm just now remembering like who we're even tapping in on today. So this is the person that's in love with you. For some of you, it's someone that you've had a physical relationship with or just a short relationship with. This person may have tried to get to, you know, free with you in the beginning and you completely cut it off. Like I said, we have evaluation and drain. So some of you guys may be burnt from other experiences, and after you evaluated this person and their actions, it's like, okay, there's no way I can ignore this person. They're obviously trying to get me to bed or something like that, and you had to cut them off. Or this is someone who you just had a very passionate, fiery connection with, felt very attracted to in the beginning, but yeah, it seems like there was either some interference of some sort with a third party or with work or friends, whatever, different lifestyles, different schedules, or some telephone, like they had talked to someone, friends or family, about you, and that is somehow interfered in what you guys have going on. We have the Knight of Pentacles. That's pretty good energy. 2 of Pentacles in reverse. I like that too. Okay, and they're coming in sure. So we have the 9 of Wands. Yeah, this person is being called to slay whatever dragons, like whatever they got in their closet. Spirit is like, you're handling it, period, point blank. You're handling it before you're moving forward with this person. And the Knight of Pentacles is earth energy. So it is like a really good love offer, a really good offer in general. Usually it has some weight to it. It has some value, but it's also the slowest moving. And I feel like that's because 2 of Pentacles in reverse, 9 of Wands. This person is kind of being forced to deal with their own crap before they can really get in your energy. And that may be from Spirit's perspective or your guide's perspective, looking out for you, or that may be by design. Like you may literally be blocking anyone who's not meeting you where you need them to meet you. For those of you who are trying to manifest this connection, you really don't need to. I feel like it's one of those situations where there isn't very much you can do. Like if you do want to do magic to help this situation, I would do magic specifically that would target them working through their crap, because that is the missing link between where you are now and you in the future. Literally them working through their, you know, whatever it is. It could be their anger issues or their addictions. Or they're getting over their lust so they can actually get to know someone on a deeper level, getting past this telephone energy where they're telling everyone all your business and then making decisions based on other people's opinions. You know, whatever it is for them that they need to overcome, that's, you know, the missing link. That's the thing that's happening between now and you guys actually getting together. So if you want to speed this up, definitely target that stuff. We have the Queen of Cups in reverse and the Page of Wands. It seems like some of this, like for those of you who are manifesting like crazy, either manifesting this connection, really waiting for this person, or trying to be there for them. With the Magician in reverse, it's like making you doubt your own magic, or Queen of Cups in reverse, even worse, like negatively impacting your self-worth and changing your self-concept. So this is not something that you want to allow to run rampant. Like now that you see it, 2 of Wands in reverse, Spirit is like, you got to work to keep yourself like sane in this time. Look out for yourself. We have the Star in reverse and the 3 of Swords in reverse. 3 of Swords in reverse and the Star in reverse. So Spirit is kind of saying, for those of you who are rushing the process, that seems to be the thing that's kind of making you feel like you're not successful at this time. Also, I gotta be honest, this person, I don't know that they have like, let me see what their offer would be. Spirit, what would the relationship be like? Like, I want to know if it would be good for you or not. Because, yeah, this person is in love with you. But, like, what does that mean for, what would that mean for you in your life? Nice. So we did get the harmony card that came out, and it came out right away. So I feel like when it's good, it's really good with this person, and you've probably already seen that. Like I said, I feel like the beginning it was like good banter, or it was a good connection, and then all of a sudden their energy like changed very abruptly. Or you may get hot and cold from them when it's like at times they feel or seem very attracted, and then other times it's like they seem indifferent on whether or not you're there or not. Like, nice. Recognition and reward. So yeah, Spirit is saying like this relationship, this person that's in love with you, they're not completely a lost cause, but they're also not valuable to you until they go through their personal transformation and they come correct. And for those of you who have denied this person before and, you know, told them like with the Drain card, this is too much for me, through evaluation decided that this isn't exactly going to work for you, you guys are in the best position. You're in the best position because you already kind of hold the keys. So they already know what's good. They pretty much know how they have to show up, and they can see that you're someone who has boundaries and will uphold them. But I do see this person recognizing the effort that you've put in and rewarding you for that. And I see the relationship being quite rewarding as well. So this is good energy. They got passion ignited. I don't think that's ever going to disappear with this person. I don't know what it is with you two, but maybe you really like, there's a lot of passion, you know what I'm saying? A lot of sacral energy between the two of you. I don't think that's ever going to leave. So if you're worried that like maybe you guys were really like, you had really good physical intimacy with each other, like after an argument or after there was like any doubt or fear or after a period of separation, you guys won't have to go through those lows anymore to maintain the passion. So if that's something that you're attached to, like I got to keep them interested, so I got to while out and I got to, you know, whatever, I don't feel like you have to do that. Only if you felt like you needed to. Not everyone is feeling that way. We got the third eye chakra and the solar plexus chakra. So I feel like you resonate with this person on a personal level. Also with the solar plexus chakra, I see you guys tapping into like some life purpose stuff almost here through each other. Third eye chakra, you guys may even start dreaming about each other mutually. Like they may call you and tell you about a dream they had and you're like, no, we must have been in the astral because that's the same dream I had. And yeah, I met you exactly here. And yes, that's exactly what happened, kind of thing. But it does seem like something about this, we did have the High Priestess in reverse at the bottom of the deck at a certain point when I was shuffling. I noticed it, but I didn't really say anything. And there is something about this being out of your control or being concealed, or this being the first time you or maybe anyone has experienced it, because it's kind of hard to find the words of what your dynamic will be like. I do feel like it's a relationship worth it. I do feel like it's worth like waiting for this person, or not waiting, but, you know, keeping yourself available to this person. I don't feel like you need to block and delete unless this person is being like, you know, unjust towards you, unless they're taking out their anger or addictions on you. We do have heartache and loss, new beginnings, and passion ignited. So the heartache and loss, I'm just like, Spirit, I want to be optimistic, but I'm still human, okay? I'm still human. And we don't want to see heartache and loss in your future. Spirit, clarify heartache and loss. What does that look like for them? But again, like everything happens with that new beginning energy. Ten of Swords. So there's heartache and loss because you're releasing the past. Ten of Swords is like the final blow. Stick a fork in it. It's completely done. There's no coming back from the Ten of Swords. So Spirit is saying, I think the heartache and loss comes from like, I don't know, some of you guys genuinely may have a hard time forgiving this person for certain things that they've done to you. And I do know people in my personal life who are still upset about people that they're with and things that they've done like literally 10 years ago. So I don't know, man. We got the Devil at the bottom of the deck. Some of you simply may not be able to let go some of the things that this person has done to you. Like for those of you who it has been really bad with this person, you may choose to say no to this person and just open yourself up to new people, new love, new life, like just life outside of this person. I'm hearing surviving. You know those shows and then it's like whoever they're talking about and it's like surviving XYZ person. I'm getting that energy. So for some of you, you may feel like you survived this person and you'll just be happy when they're releasing you. We do have You Are Magic, and it's funny because we had the Magician in reverse talking about your doubt and your magic. So Spirit is kind of like, listen, it's time to return your power back. It's time to return back to who you are. We have Feed Your Artist. So there may have been some artistic pursuits or some parts of yourself that you have stomped out to better align with other people or other experiences, but this person is in love with you. And in terms of like what a relationship would be like with this person, I do feel like it's worth the wait, but I don't feel like you should wait. You know what I mean? I don't feel like you should actively wait. I feel like best case scenario, this person gets their stuff together and they come correct and then you're just able to move forward naturally. But if not, I feel like you should keep yourself open to who else may come through. And I feel like the best thing for you to focus on is that solar plexus energy, is what you feel passionate about or what you feel called to, so that you can build your life and then align yourself to people who are naturally in alignment with the best parts of you, like the creative part, the parts of you that makes you feel like excited and fun and like you're living life. Aligning yourself to people who are also doing those things is like a quantum leap and level up in itself. So, but I feel like it would be worth it, you know, to keep this person as, you know, an option on the table. And yeah, that's what I got for you, Group 1. My Etsy shop is in the description. If you'd like a private tarot reading, and that is where you can find me. And that is what I have for you today. I'll talk to you soon. All right, if you chose Group 2 with the green stone, this is your reading using the Rider-Waite. We are going to see who is in love with you now or will be soon. Spirit, this is for Group 2. Group 2 with the green stone. Show us who is in love with Group 2, please, Spirit. Right away, we got Virgo, we got Mars, and we got Capricorn. This seems like a person on a mission right away. And Virgo is known for being like the organizer or the perfectionist, like the doer, the person who strategizes, the person who watches, waits, and seizes the opportunity with precision. And we have Mars, who has just so much energy, is very warlike, but also a planet of, you know, physical intimacy as well as war. So I feel like this person is coming through in a very charming energy. Capricorn, they know what they want, very sure of themselves. I mean, Virgo is also earth energy along with Capricorn. So this person is coming in quite grounded, even connected to their feminine energy. I'm pretty sure Virgo is a feminine sign, feminine energy sign. And I'm almost positive because Virgo does have that mother archetype, that divine feminine archetype that comes with it. So it's like this person is coming in this very strategic energy, but they're showing up with precision, connected to their emotions still with that feminine energy. Very observant of you. This person probably sees you before you see them, and we're going to see who this person is because it really feels like they're a master strategist. Like something about them just feels like, even if it seems like a coincidence with this person, it's never really a coincidence. Like it seems intentional. Spirit, who's in love with Group 2 now or will be soon? Ooh, we got some planets. We have Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto. So we got our outer boys that came out. Our outer planets, Pluto, the planet of beginning and endings, the planet of regeneration, the planet of death and rebirth. Uranus, which rules anything and everything spontaneous, random, can feel very coincidental, but more synchronistic. Like, I saw this coming, I felt it coming, and then it happened spontaneously. And then we have Neptune, which rules our unconscious, our subconscious, and our dream state. This person knows you to a T, and I don't know how. Either they observe you. I mean, I don't want to assume that this person has been like watching and waiting, but it's giving watching and waiting. It is giving watching and waiting. It feels like this person has been very strategic and very intentional with every conversation, with every appearance in your life. Anytime they've entered and exited, it has anything they've done. It could be the smallest little thing. This reminds me of this video I saw on Instagram the other day, and it was just this girl. She was doing like something in the gym, and then she was recording herself, you know, doing her workouts or whatever. And after like a really difficult set she had, some guy came up to her and gave her a fist bump. And like all the comments from the guys were like, he was planning that for 6 months. She doesn't even know he planned that for a year, da 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 da. So it's just giving a little bit of that energy with you guys where it's like, yeah, this person, they come off cool, collected, they look good, you know, whatever, little fist bump, casual, yeah. And it's like, no, but it was so strategic with this person group too. And then we have Libra, so some air energy. Libra is ruled by Venus, and I forget what other planet rules Libra. I think Libra has a co-ruler. But there's definitely an energy of this person being connected to their heart space and being very warm, but it feels like attractive and affectionate more than warm. This person may even have like a slightly cold personality, or not cold, but detached nature, cool, calm, collected, but also at the same time, like you can still tell that they're very interested, and you know, it's like romantic vibes. But this person, I feel like they just make you a bit nervous. Okay, I feel like they make you a bit nervous with that Capricorn energy and Mars. You may work with this person, by the way, Virgo. This person could be like HR, a manager, or above you in some way, a step up from you at the job. And with Pluto and Uranus here, this could be someone that is new in town, or vice versa. You could be new in town. So if you're traveling somewhere, congrats. That's a little bit of a confirmation that things are going to pop off for you when you're traveling. And then we have Neptune. For a small portion of you, you may have dreamt of this person before you physically meet them. Spirit, for group 2, can you tell us more? We got a wake-up call here. This person, the day that they meet you, they may be late in some way. Like this person may be delayed, like maybe their, you know, tire popped or something like that, or something came up. I'm picking up on like some sort of obstacle in their way, or the meeting just being very synchronistic. Ooh, we got secret feelings. We got twin flame. Oh my goodness, you guys. There's so much going on here. I feel like there's someone else trying to come into this reading, not gonna lie though. Because I feel like you guys are so focused on the future, and it's like, yeah, tell me more about them. Oh my God, this is so exciting. New love. And then there's this person that just always creeps up. They probably creep up in like many readings that you do or get if you read tarot or watch readings. Definitely someone's been pulling on your energy and they want to have a conversation with you. This person may be the twin flame, because I highly doubt that this new person is a twin flame. Yeah, we got the interference card literally at the bottom of the deck as I'm putting down the oracle to clarify with tarot. Spirit, is this 1 or 2 people here? There is 2 people. We have the 9 of Cups with the Knight of Cups with the 3 of Swords. So that's definitely giving wake-up call energy. That's definitely giving progression energy. there's two people who want to talk to you. So there's two people that are in love with you, group one. One, I feel like, is very distinctly a new person that is just coming through serendipitously, unexpectedly, kind of out of nowhere, you know, by an act of fate or, you know, some sort of just random occurrence. And then there feels like this very familiar energy that always pops up and is low-key obsessed with you and very much so wants to be a part of your life. So what I can say about the person coming from the past pain, 9 of Cups with the Knight of Cups, there's definitely an improvement here. And you can't hide from me. I'm nosy. Like, I will get the truth, period, point blank. But this is genuine progression. And with the 3 of Swords, I feel like that's a shared energy. Like, this person has fully mourned the older version of themselves as well. So it's not even like, oh, this is just your past pain. It's like, no, this person has had some past pain and some karma that's been handed out to them, some negative experiences, some harsh lessons that they've learned. And Knight of Cups, they're showing up better than they have in the past. And especially for those of you where it's like, this person, especially if they tried to convince you that you had like low self-worth or low self-value, like you may have perfectly fine self-love, but this person, if they tried to convince you that they didn't, I feel like that's because they have a low self-value, like something to do with high school. It feels like, I don't know, this person is not comfortable with who they were in high school. So maybe they weren't, you know, they didn't have their glow up until after high school. I don't know, whatever made this person have a chip on their shoulder. But I feel like something about their school experience really puts a bad taste in their mouth. Even if they were like someone who had a good amount of popularity, I don't know. I just feel like they kind of really dislike that version of themselves, like that people-pleasing aspect of I'm trying to like make people like me. You know, this person has like teen trauma. And it's funny because you always hear about the childhood trauma, but it feels like this person really has teen trauma. And maybe you guys went through that together. Maybe this is a like first love or like a soulmate or something from high school. But we do have guilt and past pain. So this person with the guilt card is recognizing the role that they played and recognizing how they may have, you know, caused you pain, or honestly, even getting to their own pain, because a lot of this is so personal and it feels like this is a projector. Like this feels like someone who loves to project. I'm so sorry. I just cannot get the camera right and it it bothers me. But yeah, like with the past pain, it feels like it's very much so on their end and they may have tried to project that onto other people back in the day. But we have wake up call and twin flame and soul tie. So I feel like more than anything, maybe it's not that you guys are supposed to move forward in a romantic way. I mean, the ball will be in your court. Knight of Cups, they're going to come through and make them an offer. 3 of Swords may even be foreshadowing. Maybe you already know you would reject this person if they try to come back. But because you still have a soul tie with this person, especially if they keep coming back and they don't even know why they're coming back, you know, they're like, sometimes you got to recognize when it's spirit or when it's like guides influence, ancestor influence, because if this person comes back and someone tries to talk to you, but it's like they may call you over, but literally be in a negative energy, in a bad mood, it's like, why'd you even call me over? The universe is clearly in that circumstance, trying to get you to see that there's something that needs to be dissolved or closed. So be aware of that too. But this person, there may be a twin flame, you know, connection going on. Here at the bottom of twin flame, it says healed connection. And there's 2 twin flame cards in this deck, and one of them says triggering growth and the other one says healed connection. So they are showing up in the healed position, like everything is checking out. I'm like, okay. It does seem like, you know, they're coming up in a better energy. And with this wake-up call, you may already know what this is. Like, you know, maybe they had a near passing experience or, you know, a loved one, you know, something like that, like something dramatic or even traumatic that has happened to them recently, making them feel really inspired to, like, do right by people, to take care of the people who really take care of them, and to give people their, you know, flowers. Like, you really did that for me. You really supported me. You really cared for me, da da da. And then we have love vibes, end all be all, and secret feelings. So like I said, I was feeling that energy with this person. I'm like, I feel like this person may see you before you see them. And with secret feelings, it's looking like this person is already a secret admirer of yours. And with love vibes and end all be all, once they're coming towards you, they're coming towards you in a very short energy, you know, trying to show you who they are, trying to make progress with you. We have the evaluation card, so they may take a long time to observe people, really get to know them, see if it would be worth moving forward, seeing if someone is a match before they even take a big step. And then we have lack-minded and fear. And I feel like, you know, Virgo can be a very aggressive or kind of self-loathing energy, and so can Capricorn. People with strong Virgo and Capricorn energy can be very like, you know, attacking of the self. So I feel like maybe this is genuinely how they feel with fear and lack-minded. They may be lack-minded. Like every zodiac sign has shadow aspects. So what's the shadow aspect of, like, you know, Capricorn, for an example, known for like, oh, they're so hardworking, da da da. So what would be the opposite or the shadow of that? It would be lack-minded. It would be fear. So I feel like this person is just taking a good amount of time to genuinely get to know you, to see if you guys would be a match. And once they're moving forward towards you, and, you know, once you guys are actually interacting in the 3D, end all be all. It's love vibes. It's like very sure. It feels good. We have the 8 of Swords and the 9 of Wands in reverse. I just heard I don't want to force it. 6 of Cups in reverse. So you may be called to make a decision, group 2. Especially with that soul tie energy again, like this person, they're coming back because, yeah, with the moon at the bottom of the deck, dude, I'm telling you, a part of this, yeah, is their wake-up call, but this person, I just don't feel like they're on the same level as you in terms of like conscious awareness. Like, I really do feel like it's their guides motivating them to make amends with you, their guides motivating them to come back into your life so you guys can absolve this soul tie. And for some of you, that'll look like a very healing conversation, whereas with some of you, it may be going back memory, you know, going back on memory lane and seeing like, okay, as the better of all versions of ourselves, like, can we make it work? Or is there more required for a relationship to work than love? Maybe that's, you know, the lesson or the experience that you have. But there's a very clear, like, final boss energy here, or once and for all energy, where it's like, we're gonna figure this out and we're gonna move forward together or separately. But I do feel like maybe that's holding back this connection. We'll see. I haven't got anything that would directly say that it's holding it back, but with this 6 of Cups in reverse, that would indicate like spirit kind of really bringing your attention to resolving this soul tie, whether that's because you need to or because it would be the best thing to do. So let's see. Well, we have the World card here. So Spirit is saying we're in full circle moments, baby. Like, this is just the time. So I feel like this end all be all connection is coming through no matter what. But like, say this is your first love, you know, and then you fall in love with them again, and then the secret admirer makes you a love offer. You're going to say no because you're with the first love. So it's like some way, somehow, this person that you've dated before, it is affecting how you move forward. It's not like everything is connected necessarily, but it is having an impact. And we have the Ace of Cups. Wow, 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So Spirit ultimately wants you to choose what's best for you. World card, Ace of Cups, and then we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. So Spirit is saying this is the season of like really facing your demons. This is the season of taking action. And I feel like in the past, Queen of Wands in reverse, you've been someone who kind of just allows people to come up like with their best offer, and then you decide whether or not you take it. But Spirit is saying this is a time for you to be even more like blossomed, even more involved in this process. Like, you know, saying what you do and do not want and making conscious decisions for your happily ever after. Kind of feels like a crossroads here. Spirit, what else can you tell me for group 2? We have the 7 of Cups in reverse. So Spirit is like, do not look at this like a party. Do not allow these people to fight over you. Queen of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles. With the Chariot, like Spirit is saying, this is move with intention. That's what I'll say. Move with intention. But we have the 2 of Pentacles. So if you take too long to make your decision about what you want to do, whether you want to, you know, be with this person again, like I said, you know, we had the 9 of Cups and the Knight of Cups. These are really good signs, really good placements that you want to see in terms of like, okay, someone coming through to make you a love offer. That's a good energy. But I feel like for some of you, the past was just very much so, I don't know what it is. I don't know what you went through. I feel like, you know, it was like childish to some degree, because it does feel like it's like, oh, you were in a position where everything is inflated, like high school, you know, where it's like, oh my God, the drama is not just our drama, it's everybody in the school's drama. And then it's like all these other people are involved and just a mess. And then you're like super angsty because your emotions and hormones are all over the place. So it's just like a bad time. But we have the Queen of Pentacles here, so I do see you much more grounded. And I do see things moving forward for you kind of period right now with that Chariot card. Like things are moving forward for you period, point blank. Like that's just the season that you're in your life. So Spirit is saying it's time to, Queen of Wands in reverse, face your, not your demons, but just your past, to put it to bed, to make a definitive decision. Ace of Cups with love, respectfully, and move into your future. Spirit, what else can you tell us? Wow, we have lead your metamorphosis. So Spirit is saying there's a lot growing and transforming and changing in your life. A lot of room for growth, a lot of opportunities for new love, maybe even a new home, like some, you know, really exciting things. And Spirit is calling you to be the driving force, you to be the thing that's leading that along. So it's kind of scary, like no pressure, but pressure low key. We have you are living poetry. Spirit is calling you to fall in love with your journey and to romanticize your life and to have fun again. Like seriously, group 2, when is the last time you really had fun? And not just like fake fun where you go out because you have friends that want to go out, but you're not really having the time of your life, but you're just, you know, trying to be a good sport, but like real fun where you really enjoyed yourself and you felt like people were even, you know, considering you and, you know, like trying to see like, okay, when was the last time you were catered to, you know? When was the last time you had a character come through and support your night and just play that role of the supportive friend so you could have fun? More of that. More of that. And that happens through attraction. And that also happens through like knowing who you are and getting to the bottom of what you like. And that's what I got for you, group 2. 2 people in love with you now. And yeah, my Etsy shop is in the description. If you'd like a private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. Other than that, you have a good rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon. All right, if you chose group 3 with the White Stone, we will be using the Star Tarot for you today. And we are going to see who is in love with you now or will be soon. Spirit, this is for group 3 with the White Stone. We got the Six of Pentacles coming out right away. I don't know why. I just felt kind of like drawn to pull a tarot card first to kind of start the reading. Usually I go straight into oracles, but Spirit needed you to know that honestly the tides are turning. I feel like that's why Spirit is like really coming through with this message right away. Tarot, straight away. Let's get right to it. Six of Pentacles is a blessing. It's a reward. It's someone worth value. So right away for you, group 3, I feel like you're in a really good position. And hopefully you're feeling good about yourself in this time or starting to feel better. Like if you've come out of a hermit mode or put yourself into, you know, any sort of period of reclusion, just kind of being with yourself, getting to know yourself better, or going back to the drawing board, you know, like alchemizing your energy and just kind of getting yourself together. That's going to have such a huge benefit on your path moving forward. But Six of Pentacles, you know, there's an energy of you coming out of that and getting to interact with people again, getting to play with people again. And Six of Pentacles can also be a sign of resources. So you may be coming into friendships even, but connections, romantic connections that have resources. So if you felt limited specifically due to financial circumstances, I feel like the tide is turning on that as well. Spirit, please show us for group 3. Group 3 with the white stone. Who is this that is in love with group 3 now or will be soon? Please show us this person. I just heard explosion. There's going to be a lot of explosive energy with this person. Oh yeah, I can definitely see that. We got the sun. We got Taurus, and then we have Aries, and the sun has been having a lot of CME, you know, activity, coronal mass ejections, a lot of activity that activates us as a collective as well. And then we have Aries, the first of the zodiac, and then we have Taurus. I love Taurian energy, but it can be very abrasive, very much so. I think one of the characteristics of stubborn energy or Taurian energy can be like a stubbornness or a sternness. So this person, they kind of come through as unshakable, and it's in the best way. It is in the best way, group 3. The way Spirit is showing me is like when things happen, this person is unshakable. When there's temptation to your relationship, this person is unshakable. When there is a goal that they have set for themselves or that you're setting for the relationship, this person is unshakable. They're very determined. So I feel like it's like this person is bullheaded or, you know, like stubborn in the best way where they truly never give up. And the sun card in Aries, I just feel like, ooh, I just heard Up All Night. Okay, so some of you, I don't think that's Spirit. I don't know. Maybe it's been a long time, okay, and you're about to get your relief, group 3. You're about to get your, you know, physical intimacy. You're about to get your relief. You're going to get what you need from this person. Yeah, no, I'm hearing sensual healing. Oh my God. You guys, get out of that. You're distracting me. But yeah, I do see you getting that. We have Aries, we have the sun. So I feel like this person is sure of themselves. They know what they want and they have a good amount of energy. So this person isn't someone you'd see as like lazy. If anything, I feel like this person would be like someone you qualify as like an overworker or someone who's obsessed with the details, someone who never gives up, someone who's like restless in their pursuit of whatever it is they're looking for at the time. And then we have Libra and we have Virgo, air energy and earth energy. Libra being ruled by Venus brings a very romantic touch to this person. And I feel like this person, they're just kind of all over you. And also with Virgo and the sun, it's giving me this like father-mother energy with this person where it's like, okay, they have the masculine aspect, the sun polarity, and then they have the feminine aspect that comes through with Virgo and Libra. And, you know, they have like this, I feel like this person has a good balance of masculine and feminine. This person is like a thirst trap though. I'm going to warn you right away, like they're a thirst trap. So just know like this person is they're going to be very attractive to you, period. And it'll probably even feel energetic after a certain point where it's like, I do not feel like I can keep my hands off this person. I don't feel like I can stay away. You may not be like a typically obsessive or kind of boy crazy, girl crazy, whatever relationship, serial monogamous type of person. But this makes this person, it's like, maybe it's listen, I don't know. Maybe it's that thing they giving you, okay? Because you're getting a lot of that. Yeah, Venus here wanting to pop out. She's like, listen. She's like, listen, they're going to get this at work. Spirit, who is this for group 3? Who is in love with them now? Or will be soon? Ooh. Yeah, and ooh, I feel like this is a long time coming. Look, right out the gate, nasty girl / boy. So again, this person definitely given an energy of they like to get freaky, and if you're freaky, y'all gonna be freaky together. I'm trying to keep my stuff like, can I get my coins? Like, y'all trying to get my stuff flagged for foolishness? Like, You get the picture. And then we have the dreams card here. We have dreams and soulmate union. So I'm feeling a very strong connection that you guys have to each other. Probably before you even meet each other in the 3D, there seems to be some sort of like soulmate union that's made in another dimension. Something about this is destiny, but it also feels like this person is very much so choosing you consciously. So I feel like it's everything kind of coming together. I mean, group 3, I'm telling you, you're in a really good position. Spirit started us off with the 6 of Pentacles. It feels like divine timing. It feels like everything kind of coming together and you're getting a really good result. And with the chosen one, this person is choosing you. So if you're big on that as well, like needing to be someone's like dream girl or dream guy, like their dream person, like the person that they choose above all else, even when they have other options, this is what they want. I do see that you're going to get that with this person. I'm not surprised at all to see this. We got keeping watch, arrogance, and then we have determined, which determined was one of the words I used exactly to describe this person. They're very determined, someone who doesn't give up, someone who has a lot of personal power, someone who has like a very strong willpower. But also with this arrogance card, yeah, I could definitely see it. And with that Aries and Taurian energy, they're not sharing, period, point blank. They're not sharing. What is the least compatible? So what are the least compatible signs to a poly relationship? Aries and damn Taurus. No, I don't know for sure, but just saying, like, this person, it definitely feels like they keep watch. It definitely feels like they get a little jealous. And it feels like maybe a masculine that comes from a culture where they're kind of known for being a bit more, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to offend anyone, but there's like certain cultures, like my ex, he was Dominican. He liked to get his eyebrows done with me. We were both, you know, in a chair getting threaded. And after a while, it didn't sit right with me. I'm not going to lie, because I'm like, ugh. But listen, I say all that to say, you know, this person may come from a culture where it's like the masculines keep themselves up just like the feminines. They care just as much about, like, you know, how they look and when they go out and how they're perceived. And, you know, something about this person is really like, I feel like they just hold themselves up to this crazy regard though. I feel like this person may not necessarily like have the, I don't know, I guess there's no such thing as like true value, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like this person necessarily has like the job or the house to be this cocky, but it definitely feels like they are someone who has a strong ego. We have roller coaster and love fear, so it may be a little difficult to deal with this person in the beginning. You guys may have to find a balance again. It's giving like an energy of someone who doesn't move like they're, like how the world says they should. You know, or maybe there's a cultural difference between the two of you. Maybe you come from 2 different cultures. So I'm just getting something there about you guys, like kind of struggling a little bit to get used to like each other's customs or just the way that you move in a relationship. But ultimately, I feel like it does come from their love fear. It comes from a space of them being afraid to be vulnerable, and with them being arrogant and determined, kind of always getting what they want through hard work. They really want you with this, you know, being a soulmate union. They kind of feel called to you like from a heart space, from like a solar plexus space, like it's really not in their control. They just feel drawn to you and they want you. But they may put you through a roller coaster a little bit, because it's like, okay, someone who hides, like holds themselves to such a high regard, anything that makes them feel rejected or like they're going to get played, they kind of get triggered and they may, you know, go back into old habits like hiding, going into hermit mode, or being avoidant. Spirit, what can you tell me about this person? 2 of Cups. And the Temperance card here. So Spirit is saying, allow the universe to fix it. Also allow the universe to come together. And also with the Temperance card, like, you know, everything isn't like the movies, you know, where it's like, oh, you got the couple and they just come together and it's all kissy kissy. Like a lot of times You know, people have a hard time opening up to each other, and it's not like you're always butting heads. Sometimes it's just like you can't seem to make the connection, whatever that means to you. So Spirit is saying with the Temperance card, allow the higher power to come through and to bring things together. Allow the higher power to help. Now, this is kind of a little bit of a red flag on your end, just because we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse, and with Spirit just telling us to work with the higher power. Three of Pentacles is all about working with the higher power. So with the Three of Pentacles in reverse, you may be using your magic for evil, okay? Maybe you're trying to force, or maybe you're getting into dark psychology. Maybe you're triggered by this person, so you're wanting to play their game, or maybe this is making you go back to an older version of yourself. Wow, you're getting 333 right here. We got the Three of Wands in reverse at the bottom of the deck. And then we have the Three of Pentacles that came out before, and the Three of Swords that came out. So 333 here, you may be seeing that a lot as an angel number. And Spirit will give me that angel number when there's deep progression happening on, deep growth and transformation happening within me internally, in other dimensions specifically. So Spirit is really calling you to work with divine timing, to work with what you have, because Three of Swords, it seems like some of you are kind of like moving yourself into like a position of feeling heartbroken or disappointed by wanting to be the opera in power or in control. And Spirit's kind of calling you to release a little bit of that control in this season. We have the Prince of Swords that came up in reverse, so even this person can't do whatever they want. This feels like two people. I feel like both of you are kind of like you're similar in a lot of ways. Like, I just thought of an example, but it's kind of inappropriate, so I'm not going to say it. But I'm getting a lot of similarities with you guys, but it's just kind of like different. Like, maybe they struggle with being vulnerable, and so do you. Like, maybe you struggle with being vulnerable, so you show up as like the perfect or the ideal lover archetype, always trying to be just exactly what you think someone would be into or what they want. Maybe you spend like a lot of time curating yourself, studying your target, studying people so that you can show up exactly how they would love to experience love. And then maybe they struggle with being vulnerable, where it's like, okay, whenever I feel a twinge of, you know, uncomfortability, I dip, or I start, you know, being whatever kind of way. It's like the same thing you're experiencing, and yeah, you're synthesizing it in different ways, but in a lot of ways you're mirroring each other. So Prince of Swords in reverse, like Spirit is making it clear, this person, they can't do whatever they want in this connection either. And with the Ten of Swords, I feel like both of you, it's giving second chance energy, where maybe you fumbled a relationship. Like, I have one of those in my past. Thank goodness I was able to let it go, because I can hang on to stuff that affects me deeply. But I have one of those connections where it's like, dang, I wish I would have met this person like 3 years later when I was more mature, so that I wouldn't have been such a brat and completely ruined my chances with someone who was so serious, so about me right away. But you know, you live and you learn. You may have someone like that in your past, and vice versa. They may have a relationship in the past that, you know, they just completely fumbled, or, you know, treated someone improperly, whatever. You know, it's relationships, growing pains, whatever it was. But it feels like both of you have like learned what not to do, and then you're coming together in this relationship, and you have the opportunity to do everything right this time. And it is destiny, and it is a soulmate union. So if you've been calling out energetically for just more, maybe you don't even know how to articulate it, but just more and something different than you've experienced, I do see you getting that. And also, this person is really hot, so especially if your love language is like physical touch, you're getting that. Okay, so you're gonna be in good shape, group 3. And I feel like, if anything, you guys just kind of struggle to open up in the heart space. But we have the Fool card. There's an opportunity for a new beginning or a new start, or again, like second chance energy. And then we have the Five of Wands in reverse and the Moon in reverse. I love that, because Five of Wands is chaos and the Moon is confusion. So the fact that these are both showing up in reverse, we freaking love that. Spirit is saying you're going to have to consistently choose like your higher self in this connection. when it comes to the way that you react to certain things, when it comes to the way that you handle this person. And that can be in a way where you're holding up boundaries, but that can also be in a way where you make sure that the person you're dealing with is standing up consistently as the higher version of their, themselves. Like mutual accountability, energy here. So we got the Two of Cups, we got the Fool. I feel like you guys could be, I just heard 3 years. I don't know what that means. I don't know if you've been single for 3 years or if this is going to be a 3-year-long, relationship, but I'm hearing 3 years. We got the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck, so that may have been how long it's been since you have leveled up, like how long your process of self accumulation has taken. And then we got the Seven of Swords in reverse. So I love that. All the cards that would be kind of like, oof, that makes me a little uncomfortable, or ooh, that makes me a little worried, they're all showing up reversed for you. Seven of Swords can be a card of intense self-sabotage and sometimes just flat out choosing the completely wrong thing or being petty. So if you have a petty side, yeah, bottom of the deck, we got the Hierophant. Spirit is saying this is going to take a lot of learning and growth, and there's going to be some progression moments. This person is going to irritate you at times, but it's kind of just like high risk, high reward. Spirit, what can you tell me about this person in love with group 3? We have the Truth card, and this is card number 20, and for whatever reason I'm seeing 2020, and it is 2023, so that would be 3 years. So maybe it marks 3 years since you had like a deep awakening experience in 2020, and that's the last time that things have really popped off for you in terms of like psychically or growth, or just like a lot of things happening in your life, your last romantic partner, whenever. And now with the Truth card here, it's like you're stepping into your next new beginning, your next Fool card, moment where you're being introduced to new characters, new people, new things, new places, and is coming with a huge truth bomb. So I feel like you may have an epiphany or a moment where distinctively you connect like to something that started in 2020. We have the Spiritual Strength card. So it looks like Spirit has really been working on growing, developing spiritual strength, learning. I feel like the last couple of years you've been learning all about like narcissism or occultism. It feels like something like you see people, maybe even it was the dark psychology thing. It's like you see people like way deeper than, other people will see them. You kind of have this spiritual radar where you can tell like what someone is all about very easily now. And it's coming to a head if you haven't had that realization quite yet. We got positive movement forward, card number 8. So overall for you, group 3, I do get a positive energy with this connection. I feel like the biggest word I can use to describe this is opportunity though, because something about it doesn't feel guaranteed. And I feel like it's just because both of your paths, both of you have been through different things that, kind of shape you to move in a certain direction under certain stimuli. For this person, I feel like whenever they feel a little rejection, they start reverting or they start self-sabotaging or whatever. And for you, if I had to say, I would say that any time that someone reminds you of the past, that probably really triggers you. Because it seems like you're so dissociated from the past, whatever happened in 2020 or whatever happened 3 years ago. You're so dissociated from that. You've learned many big, lessons, have had many things come full circle for you, that if something kind of makes you feel like you're going back to that version of yourself, that may trigger you deeply. But you guys are mirroring each other quite a bit. That's what I got for you, group 3. That is who is in love with you now or will be soon. My Etsy shop is in the description. If you'd like a private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. And that is what I got for you today. I'll talk to you soon. All right, if you chose group 4 with the redstone, this is your reading. We're using the Steampunk Tarot for you today, and we're going to see who is in love with you now or will be soon. Spirit, this is for group 4. Group 4 with the redstone. Please show us, Spirit, who is in love with group 4 now or will be soon. Spirit for group 4. We got the moon here. This could be a Cancer. This could be someone with strong feminine energy, someone who's very soft and receptive, warm and comforting, maternal, empathic, inquisitive. There's a strong resonance with people with strong moon energy. And then we have fire. Okay, that's an interesting combination because the moon can be kind of ambiguous, hard to really pinpoint and understand. It's all about feeling. You just have to feel it. Whereas fire, you definitely feel that. You feel it right away. Things heating up. It gives energy to, it gives life to. So this person right away kind of seems like someone who is very polarizing. This person may quantify as like an enigma, someone who they're, you know, an enigma is usually someone who you would unexpect to have whatever quality you're looking at. So, you know, I feel like with this person, with that moon coming out first, that may be their more dominant energy. So maybe they have this very soft and subtle kind of approach. But once you really get to know this person, you realize like, wow, they work really hard. This person is disciplined. They have a lot of fire. They can hold their own. They can be very passionate, very outgoing. This person may be like an ambivert, which is an introvert mixed with an extrovert. So maybe it's like when you get to know this person, they may come off, you know, more reserved, more watchful. And then like once you're friends or family with this person, that's when you really get to know who they are and you find out more about them. Like people, this person is unassuming. I feel like a lot of people underestimate this person or don't understand what they're all about when they first meet them. And then we have Saturn and Uranus. So again, we're getting these like enigmatic combinations because Saturn is all about karma. It's all about structure, doing the, you know, things the right way in the right time, through discipline, through surrendering to like spirit, God, the divine, the higher power, universal order. It's about doing things the right way. Whereas Uranus is like spontaneous combustion. It's like, it's just like things coming through, popping off, turning, like a turning point, a total turn of events, very unexpectedly and out of this world. So this person, they're very unique and different. I don't feel like you've ever dated anyone like this. And I feel like you're really going to like the layers that this person has. Like it really keeps you interested. This person is not boring at all. So if you're someone who's very high energy, or if you're someone who has like, I notice this a lot with people who have air in their Venus placement, like Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Venus. If you need that like intellectual stimuli, Virgo can have this quality as well. Libra, I actually find, tends to be more critical than you would think in this way as well. So there's different placements that are more likely to be that way. But I feel like this person is that way, where it's like they kind of have that weird juxtaposition with them. And then we have Earth here. Nice. So I feel like that really grounds it. This person is connected to a lot of divine feminine energy, but like the strongest elements of that divine feminine energy, like the moon literally changes the tide. The moon is Earth's satellite. Like it's a divine feminine leading force. You know what? That's kind of deep. I need to think about that because like that is so true. That's so true. Like, hold on, who run the world, girls? Because I'm thinking Mother Earth. And then we got the moon, which is feminine. Like, hold on, the feminines are really in control of these. Like, we need to take back our power. Okay, so stop. Let me calm down. Let me relax. Let me relax. Getting excited low key. I'm like, hold the phone. But this person has strong, very grounded, divine feminine energy. They're very receptive. This is someone who listens very well. And something about having conversations with this person is just so freeing. Like your conversations, it doesn't even always have to be like super deep or spiritual, but it's like you do resonate with this person like at all times. You just feel so safe with them. And I feel like you can also show up authentically with this person. Whatever you feel, whatever you really think, you can communicate that. It's not going to be like something that's frowned upon or something that isn't encouraged. Spirit. Who is in love? Let me put this one back. If it falls all the way out, we'll take it. Who is in love with group 4? Now or will be soon? Okay. So we have shakeup, drama, and secret feelings. I'm getting 2 different energies. For one, you may end up making this person jealous because they're a secret admirer of yours and they're seeing someone else close in on you. And that's kind of, in a good way, like lighting a fire underneath them and making them, you know, come out of their comfort zone and pursue you themselves so you guys can move forward. But some sort of drama in the beginning, and I feel like it has to do directly to their secret feelings and them not communicating how they felt soon enough. Or I was getting an energy where this person, you may make them nervous. You may make them nervous. I'm actually hearing I Like It by Cardi B. That make you nervous. But I feel like this person, either 1, they get a little jealous, or 2, they try to come in the super like unique, or like we have the shakeup card. So it's kind of abrasive. At the bottom of shakeup, it says surprise event though. It feels a little abrasive, but I do feel like they may come in an energy where they just try to, like, I don't know, shake things up. Like maybe they feel like you're more of a baddie archetype or something like that, or above them in some way. This person is a bit intimidated by you though. That's ultimately what it's rooted in. And it's kind of making them come across a little, I don't even know, in the beginning, like there may be a little bit of drama because they're not communicating how they really feel. Also, I feel like for those of you who keep it player, okay, especially my feminines out there who keep it player, because usually that's more of a masculine quality, at least from a societal standpoint. We look at the masculines for being more, you know, player-like, but especially for the feminines out there who keep it player, that may be what's causing the drama, because this person has all these feelings and then you're in this energy that feels very challenging to them. That may trigger them a little bit. But we have investigation and against the odds. So I feel like this person is crafting the perfect plan. They're figuring out like, what is going to get me to the end goal? What do I need to do? How do I need to show up? What do I need to offer? How are we going to be able to move forward? So this person, they're taking a lot of time to observe you before they make a move. But I feel like you wouldn't, well, you probably notice with this person's magnetism. I was going to say, I feel like you wouldn't really notice that, but for some of you, you may actually pick up on this person even when they're in the secret feelings phase. It's always better when you don't notice, so then you don't feel like you're waiting in case you sense that connection right away. But I don't feel like it'll be taxing on you. We have trust and magic. So Spirit is calling you to trust at this time, but I feel like that's not easy with dealing with, you know, someone in this energy, because there is a lot of attraction here. And ultimately, yeah, we have stuck in the past and lack-minded. That's what I felt. I'm like, this is not your tea though. Like for some of you, even if this person is like feeling directly jealous because of someone trying to move forward with you, that's not your problem. Like it's not your fault. Like stuck in the past and lack-minded means that this person has gone through their own things in life that have made them more likely to get like kind of butthurt by things that don't really mean anything. Like you can't control who approaches you. You can control what you entertain, but also even if you entertain someone and they see it, they still can't get mad if they haven't made a move, you know? So it's like, don't allow yourself to feel guilty or get swept up in trying to, make anyone too comfortable. Let people be uncomfortable. Let the chips fall, let the cards fall how they're going to. We got the Four of Swords. Like, Spirit is really calling you to hold back your energy. It's almost giving like Four of Pentacles energy, whereas Four of Pentacles is more like actually holding back, whereas Four of Swords is more of a card of reflection more than anything. But I'm getting that Four of Pentacles energy where Spirit is saying be a little selfish, or Four of Swords, don't allow anyone to make you make impulse decisions. And if that is a part of your shadow side, like if impulse decisions has specifically gotten you into harsh lessons or cycles that weren't even necessary, Spirit is really like, yeah, let's do things differently. Let's remain calm regardless of this person and the energy that they're coming in, regardless of how they're making you feel. Remain calm and trust in the higher power. Like, even the Ten of Cups kind of came out sideways, almost like, it's kind of up in the air. Like, there's a lot of distrust you guys generally have. Yeah, with the Devil card, I feel like it's just because, well, maybe it's the retrogrades taking you out, because this summer has been rough in terms of transits. Like, the stars have been beating our, like, for real. The stars have not been, too kind and loving. I'm not feeling the feels. I'm feeling the trauma. But we have the Three of Swords in reverse and the Devil card here. So Spirit is saying you've learned enough things to where Devil card, even if there is some crazy temptation or F-boy, F-girl, player, Don Juan, femme fatale, whatever archetype, that just wants to play with your heart or, doesn't really want anything serious with you. Even if it was a situation like that, you would no longer fall into it because of where you are group 4. You are in a much better space. So the temptation will always be there, but it's all about how you move and how you handle it. So we have the Ten of Cups here. I feel like Spirit's calling you to be optimistic, but just to think before you take action. Not to take action based on like temporary feelings or what you think, but only based on what you know, only based on truth. We have the Hangman and the Ten of Pentacles. I love this 10-10 energy with the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. Me personally, I like the Ten of Pentacles a little bit better just because you get that added like long-term stability. Whereas the Ten of Cups, you get that too, but it's truly more romantic based. Whereas, Ten of Pentacles is like, okay, I got, my life. So like, we're good. And you guys got both. So that is fabulous energy. Ten of Wands and Ten of Swords are the harsher tens. You don't really want to, I can kind of represent things going down a little bit. So you guys got the good ones. You're getting a lot of good energy. Now we do have the Empress in reverse. I wonder why that's showing up. If you're struggling with self-concept specifically or imposter syndrome, I feel like there's going to be a breakthrough with that soon. It feels like you may be struggling to put yourself out there as the Empress. Like, you're the Empress, but for some of you, I feel like this really has to do with finances. For whatever reason, it feels like finance is your Achilles heel. You can figure everything else out, but when it comes to making a consistent income or finding your thing in this life that, makes you money or, holds you up, you may be really struggling with that. So I feel like that's going to alchemize and that's going to come to you. We have the Page of Swords, which is a card of like a new beginning, something new. Also, Spirit's kind of saying, Page of Swords, handle what's on your plate and you will believe it in time. But, if you are the Empress, you don't need to appear as the Empress. You know who you are. Period, point blank. I was in the store the other day. I don't know why I feel called to say this, but I was in the store the other day and this man started like, so basically someone just did an act of kindness for this guy. And then this guy, he's just yelling out. He's like, see how everybody looks weird? Like talking to his cashier. He's like, see how everybody looks weird and they look at you kind of weird? We're all human. Like, we're all the same. And I'm like, I could take this moment for it to be a teaching lesson. But I also know that just because he says it doesn't mean that it's true. Because I wasn't even paying attention at all to what this man had going on. But, some people are just like that. I don't know. Or maybe he needed, I don't know. I don't know what that was, really. But when you know who you are, you don't need to respond to every little thing that comes up. So I feel like even if something comes up, like Spirit is saying, like, you're good. And you don't feel, ooh, yeah, I feel like that's what it is, group 4. I feel like you just haven't had the experiences in the 3D that confirm what you've learned, because you've learned what you've learned. You've gone through the valley and brought yourself back up. Nobody got you here but you. You did that, period, point blank. It happened. You did it. You know, you didn't have to pull yourself out of like those self-sabotaging habits, or out of that bad relationship, out of that negative job, out of that, you know, codependent friendship or enmeshed family. You didn't have to do that, but you did. So a lot of times we get our sense of who we are from other people. The moment you can express what you did to someone else, all of a sudden it's real. Like, what is that? Why is it that we don't believe it and we constantly battle with ourselves about like who we are? But as soon as we explain it to like a new romantic interest, like, yeah, this is what I went through with my ex and I overcame it, and they give you that one little head nod, like, oh, okay, yeah, I understand that, or oh, wow, yeah, you did that. Or even to a friend, it's like all of a sudden we feel like it's real. I don't know why that is, but you don't, you know, just because you haven't had that yet, group 4, doesn't mean that you haven't made the progress. So I say all that to say the progress has happened, and all this relationship is going to do is just confirm that. We got the 9 of Swords in reverse. I really do see better times ahead. You may have struggled with anxiety in the past, but I see that releasing, even if you are someone who has to take like supplements or something for your anxiety, like even if it's debilitating, I see it getting considerably better. Spirit for group 4, I mean 10-10, like 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. There's a really good outcome that can happen here. And with the Hangman, it's just all about surrender and reflection with the 4 of Swords. Devil card, the temptation will always be there, you know, just like in life. You know, in life, if you go through low points, why would you expect your relationship to be perfect? Like, you're the 2 same humans that are going to continue to go through life. So yeah, stuff is still going to come through and hit the fan. Even when you have your 10-10 happily ever after moment, you're still going to go through stuff. So, you know, it's about taking the good with the bad, but I get a strong energy here where this has the ability to be like long-term relationship, something really valuable to you, something you hold close to your heart. And I do feel like this is someone who probably loves you before you love them, to be honest. They definitely noticed you before you noticed them. We have building blocks, a message in a bottle, and between worlds. So I feel like Spirit again is saying like handling only what's on your plate, not wondering too much about the future, worrying too much about how things are coming together, but simply allowing them to come together and being present in the moment so that you can receive your instruction and you can receive your blessings and what the universe is giving to you to do your part. We do have building blocks here. I feel like this is a good time to burn a white or black candle. It just kind of depends on your intention. I sell candles on my Etsy shop and I burn them for you. I dress them, all that, burn them on my altar. White would be more for clearing. I don't offer black on my Etsy shop because people would just be like, okay, I'm gonna need you to hex this. And it's like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that extreme stuff. But I do have them. So you can just say like, I came from pile 4 from the reading, can you do the black candle? But the black is more forceful. So if you need to do like, if you really need to stop someone in their tracks and literally like, listen, I will do return to sender. So if they have sent something to you, even if it's just manipulation to distract you, I can get that return to the sender and I'll do a little booster on there, like tenfold, period, point blank. But we do have message in a bottle. So I do see long-term communication. But again, with the devil and building blocks, there's always going to be like this negative energy that's around or present, or that will have to be transmuted and alchemized. And I feel Spirit, you know, making you aware like, yeah, chop wood at the bottom of the deck. There's always going to be work to do. And I feel Spirit wanting to make you aware that there's always going to be the bad that you'll have to take with the good. But wanting to bring your awareness to the fact that that doesn't have to mean that you have a bad life or even a bad experience in love, and that things can be really good even with all the mess and chaos of this world. Like, we don't live in a perfect world, so no relationship will be perfect. We have overthinking can spoil the magic. So some of you are just trying to get to the root of, okay, when and how exactly will this happen? And Spirit may be giving you a lot of pushback on that, telling you to chill, telling you to be open and receptive. We have you are living poetry. If you feel group 4, like someone may not be able to accept you for whatever you come with, whatever your baggage is, I really do feel like this will be a connection that will accept that, especially with the 10 of Pentacles coming out saying that this is something, whatever your, baggage is, or whatever, your low or shadow quality aspects are, this person is equipped to deal with it and they're choosing to take it on as theirs. So it's fully committed energy. That's what I got for you, group 4. My Etsy is in the description. If you'd like a private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. And that is what I got for you today. I will talk to you soon.